Hi YouTube, Engineer Boy 100. Today we're going to change out the spark plugs and the ignition coils. We'll jack up the car, drop the engine, remove the intercoolers, and swap out those ignition parts. Movie magic. And presto, just like that, the bumper's off, wheels are off, car's jacked up. Now, we're going to go on over here and look at the left intercooler because that's what's coming off next, and that's what I'm going to show you. To remove it, it has 7 nuts, and I'll show you where they are. Okay, so we're on the right side. We're getting ready to take off the right intercooler. I'm going to show you the nuts and bolts that come off to remove this. So you have one here. I think there's 7 of them. So 1 nut, 1 bolt, and then there's a sneaky one right here. Right up on here, 13 millimeter. And then there's these 3 across the top. You do not have to take these off. Okay. Then there's 2 more here on the outside. Let me get focus. 13 millimeter nut, 13 millimeter bolt. And don't forget this little guy on the outside here, Torx, that has to come off. And then when you go to remove the intercooler housing assembly, of course you have to take your tubes loose, and I take it loose at the hose clamp on the bottom. But you'll notice up here that it is slotted, okay? And it's slotted here. That is because once you get everything loose, you want to slide it towards the back of the vehicle a little bit and then down. And that's going to save you a lot of headaches getting it out. It doesn't come just straight out. You want to slide it back a bit, and that'll make it easier. So let's get that done and get the rest of these coils and plugs changed. There are a couple of more screws that have to come off. Nuts that hold this heat shield. There's one here and one here. This is bent up, so that you're going to have to get up under the car and look outward to get those. And there's also one up here at the top, right here. There's a bolt that screws up into this that you have to take off. Okay, we're underneath the car, right behind the intercooler, and I want to show you the 2 little cap screws. These are also 13 millimeter here and here. Little caps, nuts that you have to take off to get the intercooler off. These are on the inside, on the bottom. Make sure you remember those, 13 millimeter. Careful of a little screw right here. Okay, you want to take that little Torx off, and of course you want to take off your cover here first. That goes right up in here. Some screws hold that in place. And next we will be taking off that intercooler. And then we'll take off the other side. And then we'll lower the engine and we'll start to install, remove first the old coils. And it's all good. Now there is another little heat shield in there that we'll have to take off, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Alright, so okay, so I got the intercooler off, and here they are. Here's number 1. Number 2, and all the way in the back, number 3 coil. And I have to say, I didn't even lower the engine. Once I saw them, it looked like I could get them without lowering the engine, so I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I got 1, 2, and 3 coils out. Haven't taken the plugs out yet. Want to look at those. We're going to go ahead and install 3 of the new ones. Alright, so I found that it was easier to take the bolts out first and then take the electrical connector off. So you have a little bit of wiggle room and there's a little bit of play. There's enough length on the cord to where it's easier to disconnect it once the bolts are off than to try and do it with the coil still bolted down. So now I'm going to go take out the old plugs, see what the gap is on them compared to the 26,000 that I'm going to put in, and the general condition of them. Then I'll put in the new plugs and new coils and start on the right side. Get a load of this. The old plugs were like 035 to 036, and it's supposed to be 026. Like 10 thou oversized. That's how much the electrode had worn. Crazy. I'm surprised the thing's even running. Let's get these new ones put in and see how she runs after that. Okay, I already installed the plugs. Sorry you didn't get to watch that excitement, but I thought I'd let you guys at least watch me install, or at least the coils, 2 or 3 of the coils. This is the third one. This is coil number 3. So you just do them like so, and it goes in. You push it onto the plug, and then you see if I can make sure that that's on that plug. Yeah, it's on there. And then you put your screws in, like so. You can probably see better if I just use the wrench. I'm not doing it with a tool. I'm doing it by hand. See, I'm using my hand. Starting with the by hand. And you don't want to get cross-threaded. And just like that. There's one. I'll do the other one. See, with the tool, I'll just put it in like so. Push down till it lines up, and then I'll put the electrical connector on it. Okay, tighten this down a little bit so you can see. So that's what it looks like to install the coil. And another number 2 goes here, and number 1 goes closer to the back. They're numbered from back to front. 1, 2, 3 from back to front. The back of the car to the front. Okay, so now I'm going to install number 2. Here's a bit of tip. Don't forget to take the cap off, because it kind of looks like, ta-da. Take the cap off, or you can be in there trying to get the connector on thinking, what the heck? Alright, so then we're going to do number 2. See if I can get that in without incident. Exploit the angle I took it out and see what happens here. Grab it this way. Sorry, I'm in the way, but yeah. So there we go. And line those up, and put the. You can actually put the electrical connector on first, just like we took it on. After we took this, put it on, make sure it snaps. Listen for it and give it a little tug, and then put the screws in. After, it's easier to get it on. You have more dexterity. Move around a little bit, and get your hand behind it. And really press down on the connector and then pull up to check it. Make sure it's good and tight. And then put your screws in. On here. I'll do the other one with the tool so you can see that. And just go in like so. I know it's hard to see in there. Can't really see what's going on, but it is going on. Let's move on to number 1. Might be able to see the number 1 a little better. There's less stuff in front of it, but I don't know. I'll tighten that down. Okay, let's do one more. Number 1. Number 1 cylinder. How did I do that one? Did I go in this way? Yeah, I went in this way. And it's kind of like delivering a baby. You kind of have to. I think I'm actually going to have to push this over a little bit in there to get it to go down to the plug. And then turn it. and pull it back out a little bit and see if it'll line up and get it going. There we go. And then line up those screws and push it onto the plug, just like so. There we go. Now, and put the screws, mount screws, bolts, on this one. It's really dark in there. I got lights on. It's just the light's just not getting off in there. Sorry about that. It's like, I don't know. Should get a little stand or something and put the light on a box. Okay, this is terrible. Sorry. But that's number one. Number one is done. That's a little better there. See if you can see number one a little better now. Tighten that up. And, oops, left my wrench. Left my socket in there. My little socket. I'm sharing space with this camera here, so that's why I keep bumping it. Sorry about that. I just there's no room. So sorry. There we go. I just can't. No more room. All right. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3 are installed. Now we gotta go do 4, 5, and 6. But that's how you install your coils, your plugs, and tighten down your bolts. Thank you for watching.